Welcome back to My Unpopular Opinion. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn your post notifications on. I want to get on here and briefly talk about Martel and his most recent antics, against Melody Cherie Rogers. Just when we think that Martel is actually moving on with his life, possibly, we might get the slightest bit of hope that, maybe he's moving on with his life. Maybe he's genuinely going to stop some of these antics, or maybe he had exhausted himself. Here he goes with yet another obsessive attack over Melody. It's really scary, the obsession he has with her, and his actions to me show that he really thinks in his head that he owns her. He really thinks he owns this woman, and it's scary and it's sad that people around see his behavior, and some people have seen it up close and personal, from friends to whatever, and they do not hold him accountable and say, like, this is scary and obsessive over this woman. And it's also scary that the courts don't see his obsession either. He's literally abusing the legal system to harass and torture this woman because she moved on from him. It's really sad. So I'm not going to talk about everything he filed, with the court documents and stuff like that, because I know people have already been reading everything about that. But I will touch on some of the bases that I've seen, because it's just sad. Like, number one, his obsession with her bodyguard or her security, and trying to correlate him working for Melody as like him possibly dating her, and coming up with all these lies that I believe they're lies about her, and things that he claims the children has told him about Melody's relationship to this man. Now, number one, I don't believe any of it. That's just that. But number two, what I don't understand is, even if that was the case, like, let's say Melody was dating this guy, which we know she's not, but if she was, I don't understand why she wouldn't be able to. Like, that is literally disgusting that he can sleep with all these 50,000 women allegedly, and he can, have a whole mistress that he is still with now, and that he brings her children around. But Melody, she can't even entertain the thought of actually dating someone or moving on with her life. So she has to be anchored down and miserable because of you, somebody she left. I just don't understand how people don't see how disgusting that is. Like, she needs to be able to move on with her life in every capacity, and the court should not allow this man to abuse the system to harass her by using her children as well. Like, all the stuff that I heard that he filed mentioning the children was just so disgusting, calculated, and a lot of it is really trivial, but he's turning it into a dark, calculated moment and an attack on Melody. And I know she is just sick and tired of dealing with this. Like, who would not be sick of this milk dud attacking them all the time? It's like, you act like you're moving on with your life. You're running around with stinky cooch Ariane, and now all of a sudden you are back to harassing Melody, worrying about who she could potentially be sleeping with, talking to, dating. Why do you care? As many times as Martell the Milk Dud then got on that TV screen and said, I don't want you back. I don't want you. I'm not trying to do. And Melody's like, yeah, okay. This is proof that this is not about their children. He is so disgusting and a narcissist, like, if, in my opinion, that he doesn't really genuinely care about the children's well-being. I feel like all he cares about is the fact that he can use them as pawns against Melody to try to have some kind of puppet strings into her life. And I really support Melody in fighting further for her freedom. I know that she has fought really hard for her freedom thus far, but something has to be done where this next step, she can really step up into more of her freedom separate from him. And I know that's really difficult for her to do and difficult to say, because obviously they have the children, and that's his only in into her life. If they didn't have children, I'm sure Melody would have been able to really do a clean cut with Martel, and he wouldn't really be able to do anything in her life. But he's still trying to dictate her dating life and how she parents the children in her own time, currently, I just don't see how that is being allowed. Whatever's happening, they say he has a new attorney or whatever. Something has to be done to stop this. And the people who sit around and think it's cute and funny and use Martell as a pawn against Melody, y'all need to understand that karma is very real. You guys don't think about the fact that he's literally using children to hurt a woman. Like, he's abusing the court system to hurt a woman that he abused verbally, allegedly, verbally, physically, and every other thing, mentally, playing all these mind games. He's caused her so much pain and turmoil. She finally gets the strength to move on with her life, and this is what he does. He continues to try to have her in court every other day. So hopefully Melody can stay strong, and I'm hoping that they can throw out everything that he requested. And I'm really hoping that they can see that something is not okay with him mentally, in my opinion. I just don't think that a sane person would do this. And they've been divorced for some years now. You would think that he would have done some type of healing at this point, but it's very clear that Martell thinks he owns Melody, and he does not want her to move on with her life. And I can't stomach that. Like, I just really can't. I almost didn't even want to talk about this, but I feel like more people need to talk about it and continue to talk about it, because we see, what they do on the show and how they use this stuff, and how they, the other girls literally, like, and the guys, they literally try to befriend and act like Martell is such their friend, just to hurt Melody. And I just can't believe that as women like Tisha and people like that will really think that that's cute, that a man is attacking a woman, when Tisha could literally be in Melody's shoes one day if she ever got enough strength to actually leave her cheating husband. He could possibly be doing the same thing to her. What goes around really comes around, though. So, y'all, hopefully Melody can be set free from this devil one day. But he can, like I said, his only end into her life is the children. And I know that has to be devastating for her. And the children will see one day that their father literally was harassing their mother. And they're going to see that their father really didn't care about them. He just cared about trying to make himself look like a good man, a good father. Like, that's all about his own image. It has nothing to do with the actual children. And him talking about these things and doing all this stuff in court is not about the betterment of the children. They're going to see that it was all about attacking Melody. And we have to continue to speak out, and people have to stop supporting this man attacking this woman who has done nothing to him except moved on. That's it. Martell, you need a psych evaluation, in my opinion. So let me know down in the comments what you think about this video and this topic. And do y'all think that Martell will ever truly heal what is broken within him and finally leave this woman alone and go on with his life? Or do you think this is going to be an ongoing battle for Melody? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and everything like that, and like the video. Bye-bye.